I'm literally already going to go off script and let you in on a little secret. So part of what Kurt and Julie and I do when we're planning a service is we collaborate with Chrissy on music. And, you know, she asks if there are specific music choices we want or whatever. And I emailed her and said, Chrissy, this is like the pie in the sky, like how do we make Hannah Metry's life the most wonderful, glorious thing? I have this song from the 2005 version of Pride and Prejudice, and it's like just the best song. And if we could have it at service, that would be amazing. And Chrissy says, that's great. It's a really hard song, and it's like gonna be a challenge, but I'll see what I can do. So like when I saw it on the like plan for today that Carl was going to be playing that song, I like literally, I got so excited. And that was like just the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. So just like, can we please just give another round of applause? That was so good. That was so good. Oh my God. I don't even want to talk right now. I just want to bask in the glow of how wonderful that was. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, okay. I'm so excited. Anyway, hi, me again. Hello. So the first time I opened a Jane Austen book, I was a junior in high school. It was Pride and Prejudice. And spoiler alert, I had watched the movie first. And as a 16-year-old, honestly, I thought that this Darcy guy seemed like a total jerk. And Elizabeth Bennet was just my hero because she got to like fight with her mom and like dismantle the patriarchal power structure, and she still gets to like live in the fancy house at the end of the book, and it was like great. What more could a girl ask for? And then as I got older and became an English major and dug further into the history of Jane Austen and the Edwardian period and English society, I realized just how radical Jane Austen's writing really is. But she's not radical in the way you might think, right? Her heroines all get married at the end of their books, and that wedding is kind of the tidy little happily ever after. But Austen is kind of radical in a different sense. So I looked it up because, hi, English major. The word radical comes from the Latin word radix, which means root. And to me, what really makes Jane Austen a radical writer is that she focuses on the most universal parts of being alive and really what is at the root of humanity and people. One of Austen's biggest inspirations was the natural world. There are countless scenes in her novels where characters leave their stuffy and chaotic homes and head outside. Lizzie Bennet even proclaims at one point, "What are men to rocks and mountains?" Which, same. How many of us, when struggling with a problem or needing a change of scenery, go to nature to reset ourselves? It might be taking a walk, putting our hands into dirt in our gardens, sitting on a beach with a book, right? We use nature as a way to help us get to the root of what we need. Like many creative people before her and since, Jane Austen believes in the power of a good walk to lift the spirit, and giving your body a chance to move and breathe can be the best thing for it in times of need. Another way that Austen's writing is radical is by asking people to consider their place in society. The Dashwood sisters don't end Sense and Sensibility by deciding to ditch the men in their lives and get an apartment together in the city, although for the record, I would totally read that book. But instead, their novel ends with everyone finding happiness in a partner and also having a better understanding of themselves and the people around them. We can't do this work of being human alone. We need a community to support us. Our Unitarian Universalist faith asks us to remember the interdependent web of existence. Jane Austen is not you, but she shows time and time again her belief in that same value. Her characters go through struggle, and they do it with other people by their side to help them and support them. I'll be the first to admit that Jane Austen's writing can sometimes be overblown in terms of its impact, especially this year. It's her 250th birthday, and there are so many sources and listicles and articles and opinion pieces litigating, I guess, the effect that she's had on feminism, the novel as an art form, the canon of Western literature, and there's no shortage of adaptations to Austen's work that attempts to bring her universal truths into different time periods and cultures. I think I just saw on Netflix there's another Pride and Prejudice adaptation coming out. We just had Emma. I'm sure there's another one. I don't think we can or should rest feminism, the novel, the Western canon on Austen's shoulders. But I do think that this provides us an opportunity to consider the works and authors that we carry forth into the centuries. There are other writers who were writing 250 years ago, and we don't read their work. But some people we do, and they have wisdom for us today. When things get hard, how can we return to the root of our human existence and what it means to be alive and part of a society that carries expectations, certainly, but also the opportunity for growth and change? What wisdom are we leaving behind for those 250 years from now to find? What parts of our life will look familiar? What parts will seem outdated? Who gets to choose the stories that we keep for that long? By reaching deep into our own beliefs in these universal truths, whatever that means for us, we get to carry on Austen's work of being someone who notices the world around us and reconsiders what it really means to be alive.